Now, he has pleaded innocent from the charges from the bail hearing and stuff that came out today. And he proposed this is what he had proposed. I'm trying to find this shit right now. This is what he had proposed for his bail hearing. Did he just think he could throw fucking money at anything? This was a 16-page detention letter from what Diddy had proposed from his own defense and what they said that he was going to propose. Now, who proposes their own bail? Who proposes their own fucking package from what they're going to, like, how they're going to, like, get out of this situation? So, he proposed a $50 million bond. A fucking $50 million. Like, that's just complete fucking arrogance. Literal arrogance, man. Like, how the fuck you think you just gonna throw money at everything? How you just gonna think you just gonna... Just, like, he been rich for so long. For me, I just felt like you throwing money at the situation. You just think, like, you could just throw money to get out of anything. This ain't gonna get you out this situation, Diddy. Like, money ain't what they care about. They care about what you did to Cassie and what you did to all these women and what you did all these years and shit like that. So they also proposed for him to he was going to turn in his passports from his mom and from all his kids and whatnot. So it didn't work. The judge straight denied the bond. The judge literally denied the bond. Like, Diddy has been in prison since Monday. Not prison, but jail, holding spot, whatever the fuck they got him at. He's not free. He's been in placement because they denied the fucking bond and whatnot. So after this, the lawyer said that he was going to propose the bond hearing. And the lawyer ended up proposing the bond hearing, and it did not work. The judge ended up denying Diddy's bond again. And he will remain detained until his trial begins. The government has proven that the defendant is in danger. The government has proven the defendant is a danger. They pretty much think that Diddy is a danger to society. They don't believe that if he is out, he is not going to do the shit that he's been doing. When they fucking locked his ass up, they found some pink coke and whatnot. So he still was doing shit and still doing fucking pink coke and whatnot. So Diddy was still being Diddy. And when that shit came out with Dawn, when she had ended up putting her lawsuit out there, it came out that he had contacted the other girl from Dirty Money, and he had called her like 54 times, and then she came out with a statement saying that she don't know nothing about what happened with Dawn, and she ain't never seen nothing. And everybody was like, okay, well, clearly you got paid, or clearly you've been contacted or coerced. So they really don't want him contacting these other witnesses or contacting these other defendants or contacting other people that could possibly put this case in jeopardy. I think Diddy is done. Personally, I think Diddy is the fuck done. I don't know how he's going to come out of this. The whole situation is just absolutely insane. They got the lawyers from the lawyers from Inner City Press. They pretty much tweeting, and this was the live tweet that when he first got detained, that Sean Combs is ordered detained in the Inner City Press and whatnot. So shout out to the Inner City Press, because they do be live tweeting and shit and live tweeting everything that's going on. So let's get into what his lawyer has said after the bond was denied for a second time.
It did not go our way. The fight continues. We're not giving up by a long shot. I told Mr. Combs I'm going to try and get his case to trial as quickly as possible. I'm going to try and minimize the amount of time he spends in very, very difficult and, I believe, inhumane housing conditions in the special housing unit of the
Was it inhumane before or after Diddy got there?
I'm going to do everything that I can to move his case as quickly as possible. I understand that the government has a great amount of electronic devices that they have to download and provide to me, but everything's on the government's timetable, nothing's on the defendant's timetable, and they're going to have to accommodate me and him and give us a quick trial. And I'm going to be pushing for that. He's ready. He's focused. He has been ready to defend this case since he first found out about this case. Nothing has changed from his perspective. I obviously would much prefer to fight this case with him out of jail, and we are going to try to bring that about through additional legal process. But wherever he is, his resolve is the same. He believes he's innocent. I believe he's innocent. And we're going to fight this case with all of our might until we don't have to fight any longer. I'm not really going to take any questions, but at this point, we are moving forward. We're preparing for trial as we speak, and we are considering our next steps and appealing the court's ruling from today. All right. Thank you all very much. I really appreciate it.
Okay. I guess as a lawyer, you have to come out and defend your client. But why is you even speaking to the public as much as you've been speaking? This ain't the only interview that this man has gave. He has been on multiple platforms talking about what Diddy think and pretty much speaking for Diddy. Now, I don't know if as a lawyer you supposed to be doing all this. You should be focused on fighting for your client. But we all know that this is not going to go well for Diddy at all. Like, it's too fucking late, man. It seems as though they have been coming for all of the people who have been doing shit dirty in the industry for years. Like, you can get away with something for years, but the universe has a crazy way of working, and karma is a bitch. And when you least expect it, your life change. Shit happens. Like, the universe gets its get back for sure. So I feel sorry for all of the victims and all of the people that's been involved in these freak offs and whatnot they didn't want to participate in them and was threatened and coerced in order to participate in them. Like, all of the people that want to do things in a consensual manner, please just get 100% consent, because you don't, and then you end up in these types of situations like this, and it's just too fucking much, man. So more details are just coming out after the whole thing. Like, they saying that Diddy's ketamine and GHB induced the freak-offs, which extended from 2009 to 2024, which is now. So they saying that he was just having freak-offs this year. He ain't learned this fucking lesson. Thought he was untouchable, man. Like, they claimed he threatened to expose victims with recordings. Victims text him, "You were going to make me," or release some freak off shit. See, this is why they don't want his ass out in the public. This is why they denied that motherfucking bond. They know he gonna be out here harassing people, man. So yeah, man, in a long list of reasons used in the argument not to give Diddy bail, Assistant U.S. Attorney Emily Johnson says actions and events surrounding 15 years of freak-offs show that he can't be trusted. Johnson shared the documentation of the sex events dating back to 2009, up to the present year. As previously reported, there were drugs provided, more specifically ketamine and GHB. I don't know what neither fucking one of those is, man. She says these substances prohibited victims from consenting to the sex acts or recordings. Johnson went on to say the recorded freak-offs were used as an extortion tool by Diddy, proven by emails and messages they recovered from victims. The defendant will record these freak-offs at least in part to use them to blackmail. We have an email. A victim says, "You were going to make me. I'm not going to say it on the public record. You were going to leak some freak-off shit." Wow. She didn't make it explicitly clear what Diddy wanted the victim to do. Oh, shit. As means for the recording to be released, another victim shared via text message. He said he was going to expose me with the sex tape. I was drugged. Johnson said it's interesting that Diddy claims the victims are trying to extort him, but he's threatened them with recordings. He's the only extorter. Wow. So, as you see it, man, Diddy has been threatening people. Diddy has been telling motherfuckers, if you don't do the shit I want you to do, this is what's going to come out about you. He done got people on recordings that they didn't even really want to be in because they was drugged and just under high as fuck. And y'all know under the times and under the claims of if you are drugged or you are drunk, you cannot consent to these acts under a right state of mind. So, Diddy, you done. You fucking done, bro. Like, this whole indictment has just blown everybody's mind, man. Nobody ain't surprised. That's the thing. Nobody's absolutely not surprised from all of this stuff. It's just crazy that it's just happening now in today's time. And they saying they coming for Jay-Z next. Because him and Hove was like, they like brothers and whatnot. Fuck, one Sean Combs and one Sean Carter. Two Seans in a fucking pot. So, we'll see. We will see if anything happens. But for now, as it stands, Diddy is in jail. And he does not have bond. And I don't know what's going to happen if he's going to get bond eventually. But he doesn't have it for now. And I do expect him to probably get a guilty charge. He did plead not guilty, but it's what the fuck, man? Like this, you've been doing this shit for years. And I do believe if it probably was just a consensual situation, you would not be involved in this. But the abuse, the recordings, the coercing, the drugging, the having people forced to do these things just because they're drugged and you want to have your own fantasies. Nah. That shit ain't cool, man. That shit ain't cool at all. But it's just crazy to see one of our black moguls fall down this hard. Like, it has been an absolute fall from grace. And people actually was just wanting and saying online earlier and within the last couple of days, like Wendy Williams, she would have been having a time with this. She would have been came online with her tea and sipped her tea and whatnot, sipping her shit and just stared at the crowd, laughing and whatnot, giggling, with her tea like this. We all heard about Diddy by now. Hey, Diddy. How you doing? That's exactly how fucking Wendy Williams would have been at this time because she been telling us about Diddy for years. Years she been telling us that nigga was gay. He been doing all types of crazy shit at his parties and ain't nobody want to listen to Wendy. Nobody wanted to listen to Wendy at the time, but turns out Wendy Williams is right, man. Shout out to Wendy Williams and Diddy. It's hard to feel bad. How can you? The victims. What about all the people? What about all the, anybody feel bad for them? Because people are saying, it's fucked up to see one of our black men fall and another black man fall from grace. And they just trying to tear all our black men down like Bill Cosby and all this shit. No, he's another fucking Bill Cosby. And black or not, get these fucking predators off the fucking street. Sorry. That's just what it is. Is it sad to see a black man fall? Yeah, it is. But when you have done the things that you have done that have harmed people for years and decades at this time, how could anyone care? How could anyone give a fuck? Unfortunately, you may be getting the things that you deserve. And that's just that, man. I don't feel bad. I feel nothing. I feel like, damn, they should have got your ass earlier if this is all the shit that you was doing. Like, that shit's wild. It's wild. So, that was a little summary and